Hello everyone, this is ACHAIA Akaya, and we are watching another 1v1. This is going to be WhiteRa versus TLO. Two very well-known players in the StarCraft scene already, which both of them, actually, I don't know about TLO, but I know that WhiteRa was a professional StarCraft 1 player. So he definitely has a history of the StarCraft RTS running through his veins and has picked up Protoss in StarCraft 2. But we are going to be playing on Lost Temple right now, and spawning at the 3 o'clock position is WhiteRa, playing as the red Protoss here. And down at the 6 o'clock position, we have the blue Terran, which is going to be TLO, which, if you guys don't know who TLO is, he is from the Team Liquid site, and TLO stands for the Little One, and he is a fantastic Terran player. I've seen him play a handful of games. He's always very, very creative with his play. And WhiteRa, of course, is more of a straight-up player, loves to play the solid builds, and is very, very consistent in his game, while TLO seems to like to mix it up a lot more. So I'm definitely interested to see what these players do. In a very early probe scout going out from WhiteRa, so he is going to immediately find TLO and know exactly where he is spawning from, and the probe and SCV just meeting up inside of TLO's base, and it looks like his buddy SCV coming out to help him out, and he's going to be putting down a barracks at that entrance. And the first supply depot was actually put down right next to his command center rather than using it as part of the wall off at his entrance. It doesn't look like he is actually going to do a full wall off, at least not initially. But WhiteRa is keeping that probe alive, doing a lot of scouting right now, and he has put down his first gateway in his main base. So anyways, we are going to see probably a more macro intensive game on this map. Although we will probably see a little bit of early pressure, just because if you look at the bases, the 3 o'clock position and the 6 o'clock position are two of the bases that are closest by ground. If they had spawned in bases that were closer by air, such as the 12 o'clock position and the 3 o'clock position, then it would be a lot further distance to get to each other via the ground. So we would probably see a much longer drawn out game in that case, or if they were in cross spawns. But of course, with them being the closest in the ground path positions, we may see a lot of early pressure here. And I know that WhiteRa likes to really use that 4-gate timing attack, so we'll see if he goes for something like that. Although he does have his cybernetics core up before his second gateway, so he possibly may be even doing a 1-1-1 opening where he would basically get his robotics immediately after getting that cybernetics core. We'll see if he decides to go that route, or if he puts up another gateway. Once he does that, then we will have a better idea of what kind of tech pattern he's using. But back in the base of TLO, he is actually putting up a command center at the entrance here, so possibly going for a very fast expansion, which usually I see a lot of Terran players do this as a response to a Forge Fast expand, which, as you can tell, WhiteRa is not Forge Fast expanding. He has got his gateway and his cybernetics core all inside of his main base, so I'm not sure exactly why TLO is building this command center so early. He will be a little bit more susceptible to some kind of a timing attack from WhiteRa once he scouts this. But we'll see exactly what he decides to do going forward. Although, actually, I'm not sure, did WhiteRa already scout? I'm sorry, yes, he did actually scout that expansion going up when it was first being built. So he is already aware of that, and it looks like he may be gearing up. He has a Stalker already, and he does have a Zealot, so it looks like he is going to put some pressure on the front of TLO's base, and he has another Stalker building right now, and does not yet have the Warp Gate technology researching. I'm not sure exactly why he hasn't started that, because that is absolutely very, very useful to have. Although it looks like he is going to push up this one Stalker, putting some pressure on these Zealots, and it looks like the Zealots are going to focus fire that, these Marines are going to focus fire that Zealot, and the Stalker manages to take down 2 of the Marines with the help of that Zealot, but he is not able to get up into the base of TLO because there is a bunker going down now, and with 4 Marines at the ramp of TLO, he is going to be able to hold off this Stalker push from WhiteRa. So WhiteRa going to continue to macro up some units, and actually WhiteRa getting a Stargate instead of a robotics facility, so going for a very fast Void Ray, and it looks like TLO actually just scanned WhiteRa's base, but this tech is right along the edge of his base, so TLO is actually completely unaware of it. If we take a look at his vision, you can see that he has no idea these buildings are here yet. So he did not scan that when he was actually trying to scan his base and grab a little intel. So he may be caught off guard, although it looks like he has 4 Marines already, 5 Marines now, and another 4 inside the bunker. And of course, with 3 barracks up and running, he is going to be able to get a lot of Marines in very short order if he needs them. And there's actually an engineering bay going down as well, because of course he is using the infantry here, so getting those infantry upgrades will absolutely be crucial. And that WhiteRa running straight into this Marine army, and a lot of those Marines taking down that WhiteRa there. Although a couple of Marines managing to go down, there are a lot of SCVs helping out these Marines. It looked like TLO was possibly going to try to put on some kind of offensive, but running into those 3 stalkers and that WhiteRa has forced him to retreat back into his main base. And the orbital command still sits idly up at the top of the ramp for TLO, and another stalker coming into play right now. So 4 stalkers from WhiteRa going to put a lot of pressure on this front entrance and managing to take out a decent amount of these SCVs. There's only a handful of those left. He moved out with, I think, 8 or 9 of those, and he is actually down to only, I think there was 4 left when he actually started retreating back to his mineral line once again. But using that bunker, TLO is going to try to hold the high ground at his ramp still, using that orbital command as part of his